100% asymptomatic. My cancer went to my brain and my lungs, but I never had any issues. I didn't understand how such a healthy, fit individual could be diagnosed with such a scary, scary cancer. You have stage 4 melanoma. You instantly think you're going to be given so many months to live. I was a person that never was sick. My husband and I would hear of people getting diagnosed and we would talk about it, and I would say, "Oh my gosh, if I ever was diagnosed with cancer, I don't know how I would be able to handle that news." I thought, the healthier I am, the less chance of me becoming sick, even coming down with a diagnosis of cancer. At the beginning of 2023, I noticed a lump in my groin, and it was a very, very small lump. It was smaller than a dime. And I was just like, you know what? I think this might be maybe a pulled muscle, or, you know, uh, maybe even like from shaving my legs, maybe like an ingrown hair. So I just kind of like brushed it off and said, I'll just wait a little bit. Then, as a little bit of time went on, I would say 2 to 3 months, it was getting bigger. And by that time, it was as big as now a nickel. And I said to my husband, this just is weird. Like, should I have this checked? And he said, I think it would be a good idea that you get this checked. So I started out at my primary care doctor. He said, I just think it's really maybe a lipoma. I don't see anything, significant with it. My blood work was great. So, I just moved on. 2 months go by. Now it starts to change a little bit of color. And now it's the size of a quarter. And this is when I got a little bit nervous. And again, unfortunately, same thing, go to my primary care, brushed it off. It was disappointing. So I got into my dermatologist, and I was a person that regularly went and had skin checks. So I explained to them what the issue was, and they got me in right away. So they did that ultrasound. When they got the results back from it, the sizes were very, very concerning to them, and the color was very, very concerning to them. So they then decided, I think you need to get these removed. Moving forward, I had a hysterectomy scheduled, and I asked, instead of having 2 surgeries, can I just have one? Which I did. I was able to have one surgery. So day comes upon us, and he marked every place where my lymph nodes were. They traveled up my leg, my inner thigh, right above my knee, but inner thigh to my groin. And he said that he just called them baby lymph nodes. Cancer was never even mentioned. At this point, that wasn't even a thought. It comes across like test results. I open them up, and I really, really had no idea what metastatic malignant melanoma was. Honest to God, I mean, I consider myself a pretty intelligent person, but to see that, I was pretty much in shock. I didn't understand. I'm like, well, I know malignant pretty much means it's a cancer term. Metastatic is a cancer term. Lucky me, my husband is in the medical field, and he was at the surgery center. He saw the surgeon that did the removal of the lymph nodes, and he told him, everything. I still had to go in to an appointment the next day. At this point, I really didn't know the staging. I just knew that it was cancer. At that point, I was just like dumbfounded. I was like, what? I am healthy. How did this happen to me? So I did a little bit of research when I got home. It was the worst thing I could possibly do. So I just shut my computer and said, I'm not doing this. The next day, I was able to go and get a PET scan. And I was able to do that through my husband's friend. He called my husband and he said, buddy, I don't got the greatest news for you. Is Jenn around? And I got on, he put on speaker and he said, it traveled, it's in our lungs. It's stage 4. Well, I just dropped to my knees and I immediately said, I'm going to die. But I feel so good. So when is it going to hit me? Like, when am I going to start feeling like I have this cancer? Because I feel really good. I'm 49 years old and I'm living with cancer inside of me. And I had a very, very difficult time understanding. I was extremely, extremely blessed to get an appointment at Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. I walked in there and I said to myself, I am not going to cry. I am not going to use the word death. I'm not going to ask a time frame. I'm going to educate myself on this, and I'm going to rely on her, because she is the professional, to get me to the place where I can say, I beat this. My doctor said it spread to your brain. And I went exactly like this. I was still in shock. No headaches, no cognitive issues, no brain fog. I was myself. So when she told me that, she's like, I think I'm going to now change your treatment plan. I said, thank you. Be as aggressive as you can, please. And she said, we don't treat melanoma, even though you're stage 4 and it went to your lungs and your brain. You are a healthy individual. I think we can do your treatment through immunotherapy. That is the first line that we do for patients that have what you have. I was able to walk right downstairs and meet with a neurologist, and she said, gamma knife is the way to go. I had 7 lesions on my brain. We also then scheduled my first immunotherapy, and I was going to start 4 treatments of immunotherapy of Yervoy Opdivo. It was a butt kicker. I only could make it through 3 treatments out of the 4. The percentage of people making it through 1 treatment is extremely, extremely low. It's pretty unheard of people even getting to 3, but I did. And I will never look back. If I had to do it again, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't get that treatment. And all those side effects just meant that it was working, and I knew that. So there was a positive side to it. I did 24 treatments of Opdivo. So it was 2 years. And that was the plan. She told me, she says, the second, if you get any horrible side effects where it's attacking your organs, I'm stopping it. And I says, well, it's not going to, and you're not stopping it because I'm getting through it, and I'm going to get to the finish line, and I'm going to prove to everybody that I can do it. And I did. It was hard for me just because of the fatigue aspect of it. So the days that I felt good, I did walk on the treadmill, but I lost all muscle mass. I went from a healthy 126 to 90 pounds. But now I'm back working out 4 to 5 times a week and doing Pilates again. So I feel great. I get PET scans still every 3 months and MRIs every 3 months. But because I'm done with treatment, I moved to 4 months with MRIs. And every single time I have one, it's successful. And it reminds me of, I go back to the saying, I may have cancer, but cancer doesn't have me. Life is such a beautiful, beautiful thing, and we get one life. I never lose sight of that, and just appreciating the small things. I always have. I've always been a very positive person. It taught me how to be a warrior. Going through the most difficult test and thing in my life, I beat it. And I'm 2.5 years out from this, and I'm alive and I'm well. And my doctor said, live your life. And I have. I live my life. That's what I want people to know. No matter if you have any stage of cancer, or even if you're just struggling in life in something else, just always say to yourself, I got this, because you do.
As a cancer survivor myself, Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And if you were inspired by Jennifer's story, we've queued up another stage 4 melanoma story for you right here. And please make sure you join the patient story community, where we continue to humanize cancer and always remind people you're never alone.